When you take a look at the world we're living in today, feelings became a commodity, art became an asset, love became a fetish, and it's all because familiarity replaced curiosity. And social media redefined what was once called the human experience. Instagram monetized every single human emotion. We have synchronized people across the globe under the algorithm. And as a result, the world became a stage, but at the same time, competition became the world. I remember when I was a kid, about, this big, I went to this small children's theater to watch a tap dancer perform on stage. And if I remember correctly, there were only about 6 kids in the audience. And I suppose their moms just decided to put us all in there while they chatted over a cup of coffee and some croissants. And that was probably my first time seeing a live show, or maybe the first time I can remember. And I remember that I was so zoned in on the tapping sound on the wooden board that the show felt like it almost ended instantly. The performer, to be honest, didn't really look thrilled or passionate about his job or anything. He was probably demotivated to see just 6 drooling kids scattered throughout the seats. But to me, that was actually one of the greatest shows that I've ever seen. And it's still one of the most memorable experiences that I have. And ever since then, I've really enjoyed going to shows like that, live shows. But of course, none of them gave me that same impact as the first one that I remember. And nowadays, I think to myself that every time I listen to a song or every time I enjoy a good show or film, I am always subconsciously searching for that familiarity. The familiarity of the small, unimpressive theater that I remember as a kid. And, I could say that it's kind of become the cradle of my taste. But if I were to be reborn in an age like today, would I have had the chance to smell the musty air and enjoy the echo bouncing off the acoustic walls inside the theater? Would I have had the chance to look around and make eye contact with a random creepy kid with a mouthful of popcorn? Nowadays, we have learned that familiarity can be programmed. And it can be programmed with constant exposure to the same exact content, scroll after scroll, day after day, right? Because familiarity optimizes our time. So what we do is we choose familiar things to avoid wasting time. And we've become so optimized, we've become so used to optimizing time that we only allow ourselves to consume whatever is guaranteed. Because more often than not, what we have seen before, what is familiar to us, gives us the exact pleasure that we seek, while what we don't know or what we don't have any idea of gives us no certainty whatsoever, right? So think about this. Whenever you log into YouTube, whenever you go on TikTok or Instagram, the reason why we always see dog videos and cat videos is the reason that they are familiar to us. Everyone finds them to be familiar, right? So we opt for those kind of videos. We opt for movie remakes. We opt for the same motivational personalities, the familiar voices and the familiar messages and the familiar faces. And innovation is dead. It is dead now. Innovation in the art world is dead. Nowadays, innovation is only a term that defines technological advancements, a term to describe a new AI model that further understands how human familiarity works, right? And maybe that is why AI will eventually take over, because it is no secret that human beings are easily programmable with such a simple thing as a 30-second video. So, as bleak as it sounds, what can humans do if AI can recognize every single global pattern and replicate it in a matter of seconds. And maybe the only thing we're better at than AI right now is the ability to ask ourselves the uncomfortable questions.